You've got questions, and I've got answers.
But you feel like family to me.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name's Nicole if you are new. Thanks so much for clicking on today's video. We've got something we haven't done in a while, which is a Q&A. I'm gonna try to do rapid fire style. Some questions will be a little bit more long-winded with others, but other ones I can give you a quick response and we're gonna get through them. Thank y'all so much for the ones that sent in questions here on the YouTubes and on Instagram. I totally appreciate it. I'm gonna answer every single one. Nobody's gonna be left out. So without further ado, let's get to answering. Mary Smith asked, have you considered making your own sourdough bread? I started a couple months ago and now we can't stand the store one. Highly recommend and easier than people make it out to be. It looks easy, but I've just got so much going on that trusty Aldi is just doing the trick for me. I'm sure it tastes 1,000,000% better. I trust your word on that for sure. But for right now, we're sticking with the Aldi and it's got minimal ingredients for sure. That's why I like this one and it tastes delicious, not that expensive. So I'm sticking with this until I get in my sourdough era. Blazing Trails 19 asked, do we ever go camping? We used to go camping hardcore back in the day. Never had a camp or anything like that, but went tent camping before we had kids. All right, now that I've gotten older and wiser, I believe it's like now we go glamping. More like lake house camping. Okay, so we always go and do those lake house trips throughout the year. If you watch, I mention them all the time here on the videos and showcase everything on Instagram. So if you're not following me over there, I do all the behind the scenes stuff of things that I don't necessarily vlog or post here on YouTube, but we have been doing a lot of those lake house trips. I really love it. And it's just serving me and the family right now. So camping, yeah, nothing against it, but like, dedicated camping, not so much for your girl anymore. Nola 807 asked, so sweet, how are you? Just kind of basic, just hoping you were doing well. Thanks for the great content. Thank you so much. We're doing amazing. I'm loving all the things that we're doing right now. Currently, the thrifting stuff is giving me life here on the YouTube. I mentioned that in those videos. It's bringing me back to my old school beginning YouTube era, which I absolutely love and adore. And I think a lot of you guys are resonating with that as well versus what we've been doing, which we're still doing all that content, but just throwing something new and fresh in there that brings us back OG style, I think is really serving myself for sure and everybody else, but doing great. Looking forward to the holidays. Also looking forward to 2026. I've got big plans for myself starting in January and I'm excited for it and just plugging along and doing all the things until we get there. Jilly Bean 1523 says, no question, just wanted to say thank you for being you. And thank you guys for being here. I've had a lot of people make comments lately on the video saying I've been here since your couponing days, which is, that's how I started. How I started was Stitch Fix. That was my very first video, if you're new, was unboxing Stitch Fix boxes and then couponing and then the Foodie Fridays, which I'm gonna get to in a minute. I'll have some questions about that. But thank y'all for being with me. If you're still here that long, that just shows me that you've been dedicated to the channel and I appreciate that so much because we have been here on the channel since Waylon was a baby, 2016. He is gonna be 10 January 4th. So you guys have been with me for a long time and I appreciate you guys more than you know. I think you were gaslighting me on this one, Lady Ambolin, okay? Is Stranger Things worth a watch? Is that even a question, girl? Is that even a question? But we had somebody else ask about Stranger Things, so we'll do all Stranger Things questions in this one little segment. Lori Maddie 986 said, talk about Stranger Things prediction, who's gonna possibly die, what's gonna happen? Well, as you guys are watching this, you should have already seen the first 5 minutes that dropped last Thursday on Stranger Things Day. Go ahead and sound off for my nerds. What did you guys think about that first 5 minutes? So in this new season 5, supposedly we're gonna get all the backstory of what happened to Will and the upside down from season 1 when he got taken. We did not, there's a big lack of information with that if you've been watching the show for the amount of time. So the first 5 minutes definitely brought us there immediately and the action was packed immediately and I am so freaking here for it. They said that, like we saw in 5 minutes, they're starting out with a bang and it's gonna be like that until we get to the very end for the finale. I am going to be up at 7 p.m. for sure to watch all the episodes that drop on November 26th for sure, the night before Thanksgiving. I'm gonna try to watch them all. I'm gonna be dead tired the next morning for Thanksgiving, but we don't eat dinner or lunch, whatever, until like usually 1-ish, 2-ish, something like that. So I should be able to sleep in and be good, or I might watch most of them and then wake up and watch the next one maybe that morning instead of watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade. The Duffer Brothers, which are the creators of Stranger Things, they have totally ruined all the holidays for everybody because the second part drops on Christmas Day and the finale is New Year's Eve, which I'm here for that because we don't do anything on New Year's Eve anyway. So excited for it. I don't know who's going to bite the dust. I don't know as far as predictions. You know, everybody's so deathly scared that Steve's gonna bite the dust. I hope not. Did you see him on the red carpet for the premiere? I mean, Daddy's home, okay? The babysitter has turned into Daddy. All right, that's all I'm gonna say about that. He looks pretty good, not gonna sugarcoat it. And my girl, Sadie Sink, I am such a hardcore fan of Max and Lucas. They're my favorite characters in the show. I know that might sound crazy with everybody else going on, but I love Lou Max so much. And if my girl does not wake up from her coma, I'm going to go to Netflix and you know what I'm gonna do because I just can't take it anymore. Like, they are so cute and I just hope they have some sort of a happy ending. I hope she does for sure. I think Will's gonna bite the dust. I really do. I don't think William's gonna make it. He's made it thus far though, so it would be a crime to go ahead and, you know, get him out of here at the end, especially for Joyce, I feel. So I don't want that for him or for Joyce, but I have a gut feeling that that's gonna happen. I have a gut feeling that 11's not gonna make it through for sure. She's gonna have to fight Vecna till the end and sacrifice herself and you know, go out with a big superhero bang at some point. I'm thinking that's what's gonna happen, but everybody says the last episode's gonna be fire, so I'm just nerd excited to see it and cannot wait. I know a lot of you guys are like, what is she talking about? Some of y'all are just now starting the actual show, so I hope I didn't spoil anything for y'all, but it's just my absolute favorite, and I'm such a nerd little kid like Christmas morning about it. I could talk this whole video about Stranger Things. Chloe's mom 05 asked, what is one place on your bucket list that you love to go? It can be anywhere in the world. I would love to go to New Zealand. I know that's like a random place, but I just feel like it's so beautiful from what I've seen online and everything and movies and stuff. It just looks absolutely gorgeous. I'd like to go to Hawaii. My sister and brother-in-law have went and they said it's a must, you have to go. So that's definitely one place I'd like to go. I've never been to New York City, and I know everybody's like, New York City, but I'd like to go at least once and have that experience. My youngest sister, she's like an expert on New York City. So at some point I'm gonna ask her to be my tour guide because she knows all the places to go and to do it the right way, the smart way. So that is on a bucket list item for sure. But other than that, there's no other places that I really aspire to go, but those places that I mentioned for sure. Hubby wants to go to Alaska at some point. Y'all let me know if you've ever been to Alaska. It just seems freaking cold for you, girl, all year. That's probably another place that him and I would want to go together maybe when the kids are older. I don't know, but not too many places to aspire, but those are the places that pop to mind immediately. As Jessup 35 says, how do you cut your t-shirts and how do you keep them from rolling up or threading? So if y'all go to my Instagram, I have a highlight. If you go to my profile, there's little bubbles at the top for people that are unfamiliar, and I have little bubbles with categories, and one of them is cutting t-shirts. So it's like a tutorial on how to cut your t-shirts, and I've saved that there for y'all to go back and reference. It's really easy, and there's no like perfection about it. Like, this is so imperfect, it's not even funny when I do them. So this is an example of one of my tank tops that I've made out of a t-shirt. And as far as keeping them from threading, I've never had any of them thread for me or have any loose ends when cutting them with a really good pair of scissors. First off, you got to get a really sharp pair and try to cut as straight as possible. Obviously this isn't straight if you look really closely, but when you get done cutting it, you're gonna pull, all right? Pull like this, so that way it doesn't roll. And the same thing for the bottom, you're gonna pull. So you can see they do roll a little bit. I don't know if you guys can tell, it does roll just a tiny bit, but nothing that is drastic. Also, if your graphic tees are a little bit oversized and they're not like tight, then that's not going to be a problem with the bottom rolling just a little bit, and then that's inevitable when you dry them too. But yeah, just pull on them and that's going to make it perfect. As far as them not threading and rolling up too bad, but just remember there's no perfection. I have so many of them that have like jagged cuts and stuff, but you can't even tell, and they look super cute. So happy that I repurposed like the majority of my graphic tees that way, because if not, I would have gotten rid of them and not been able to repurpose them like I have been and create like new looks and stuff. I highly recommend you doing it. Go check out that Instagram little highlight reel for the tutorial I mentioned. April asked, not really a question, but I need a detailed video on how to track macros. I'm so lost, thanks. I had a couple of you guys asked about tracking macros. I think I have a video here, tracking macros 101. If I can find it, I made so many like how-to videos years ago and they've gotten lost in the shuffle with you guys. So I'm gonna try to find that, and I will have it linked up here and in the description box down below to help you with tracking macros. I think that'd be a great start for you to go and check that out. I'm pretty sure when I made that, I was pretty detailed with it. And as far as do you know what macros that you need for yourself depending on your journey, that is when it's really good to either use the calculators that are provided in your tracking apps like First Form, Carb Manager, MyFitnessPal, those type of things, or to reach out to someone that does it and works with people every single day like myself. So I can make you a custom macro profile. I'll have that link down below. I can get you started on whatever you want for your journey, and you can go on your merry way as far as either losing fat, building muscle, or maintaining. Christy Rhodes asked, how often do you change your workout routine? Typically, how long are you in the gym for your workouts? I'm in the gym longer than I need to be, okay? That is my me time. That is my zone out from the world time. So if I was really in there and focused 100% and really worried about time, I would be in and out of there much faster. But I usually walk in around 7:45 and I usually walk out around 9:30 is usually my thing. But that is with cardio. That is with stretching and mobility. That's with me going to the bathroom a million times. That may be with me stopping and talking to someone in the gym. That's me scrolling my phone and not, being cognizant of the time as well. And changing my workout routine, I don't change my workout routine hardly at all anymore. I may sub and change some particular workouts, but as far as the entire workout for a leg day or an upper day, I keep it the same and just focus on progressively overloading, which means I'm either going up on the weights that I'm lifting or going up on the amount of reps that I'm doing. I'm really focusing on my form, tempo, mind-muscle connection, movement, and making sure that the muscle is actually getting worked, because if not, I'm wasting my time altogether. Marsha asked, what is my walking pad brand? She said when she typed in that question, it auto-corrected to Walkman. 80s girl, here for that. Let me go and show you the walking pad. I will have it linked down below too. I got it off at Amazon for under $100. I've had it for a couple of years now. I've ran on that thing. I've walked on that thing for the summer. It's a lifesaver because I'm not going to the gym. So I do all my cardio on that during the summertime and on breaks when the boys are out of school. So let me show you which one we got. We've got this FUMLY. Now I will link it down below if it's still available. If not, they have plenty of them that are comparable. But again, I love this one. You can, I already have it on. And if I can find my little thing, here we go, because Waylon's constantly coming in here and moving it. It comes with this little watch. The watch is what you can use to control your speed, and all that kind of stuff. It does go on, it has a little thing where you can lift it to go on a little bit of an incline, but not much. So it's basically just, flatlined here, but it can go up to 4.0 as a speed, which I think is perfect unless you're really running fast. It's got the emergency stop on here, but I haven't had any issues with this thing at all. Absolutely love it. I do have this desk here too, this walking desk. So when I do my check-ins with my clients that are at my programs, I get on here on Saturdays, I put my laptop on here and I put it on 1.2 speed and I do all my check-ins and I get my steps in at a slow rate instead of just sitting at my desk over here. So I can't recommend a walking pad enough if you're looking for steady state cardio to incorporate in your routine. Debbie asks, what changed my mind about going gray? So I've documented that here on YouTube when I let my hair go gray from being box dyed forever. I let it grow out all the way, was fully gray for a couple of years, embraced it, loved it, still love it, okay? I even asked my hairstylist when I went about going like full on dyeing it all like white and silver. So I'm not against that at all. I actually really think it's cool. I love that look, but it just wasn't matching my vibe. So with the way I dress, with the things that I gravitate toward, the things that I like right now, and I'm living my best life at 42, I feel like there is no such thing as age or such thing as you can't wear this, you can't say this, you can't do this. Who says? There's no rule book, right? So I feel like we should live our best life because we're not guaranteed tomorrow. And that kind of motivated me to say like, you know what? You're still young enough to where you can go and get your hair done the way that you want, that matches the way you feel in your aesthetic. And that's why I went ahead and changed it. So at some point, yes, I'm gonna let it go again. And I think what I may do, because when it grew out, it just wasn't, I wanted it to be silver fox girl, okay? I was like, I want it to be storm ice white. That's what I wanted it to be, and it just did not come out that way, okay? Some people are definitely blessed with that, and if you are, freaking embrace it, girl, because people are paying the big bucks to dye it like that. And it just wasn't fully what I wanted for my end results, and it didn't match what I feel right now. So I went ahead and made the decision to dye it black and purple, which I'm supposed to go this Saturday and get a refresher, because right now it just looks straight up blue. It has faded the most it's ever faded this past time. I don't know why, because I haven't done anything different. So that's crazy, but I just wasn't feeling it anymore. And I feel like if you're not feeling something and you want to change it, doesn't matter when the time is or what it is, change it. Marsha is asking, what type of protein powder do I like? So if you've been around for a hot second, you know I am loyal and I love PE Science. PE Science is my jam. They have a new formulation though we've talked about as of late, and they're old school ones, so I want to talk about that for a second. So the isolate, which is just a pure whey protein powder, is what I put in my almond milk with the Rice Krispies and the banana for my pre-workout meal. It's also what I've been putting in Ninja Creamies. If I make a Ninja Creamy or a protein shake like a smoothie or something, I've been going towards this one, because with more protein powder, this one does not give me the bubble guts like the whey casein blend does if I eat a bunch of it at one time, if that makes sense. And I know a lot of y'all have the same issue with the whey casein blend from PE Science. So if you are, I would suggest to try out their vanilla. They have a chocolate in the isolate. I'm hoping at some point they branch out and make more flavors in the isolate, because so many of us need it, like their classic flavors they have in the other formula. But give this one a try, pure whey. And then they have the whey casein blend, which is the one they have always had. This is the pumpkin pie one, which I cannot recommend this one enough. If there's any more left on their website, go and check it out, and Burgess will get you a discount. I use this in my protein coffee as of late, so just a little bit, like in my protein coffee, it doesn't affect my gut. But if I'm eating a whole scoop or more, depending on what the recipe is, it definitely will. So that's why I lean more towards the isolate. But both of them are delicious. Absolutely love them. I feel like they're affordable for protein powders. The macros on them is what makes me come back as well. 120 calories and 24 grams of protein for the pumpkin pie. And for this isolate, it's 110 calories and 25 grams of protein. So you can't go wrong with that. I will go ahead and tell you guys that they are going to be having their annual massive Black Friday sale around Thanksgiving. So if you want to hold out for then, my code will give you that deep discount for that, and you can stock up for the year, because that's going to be the cheapest, most discount that you can get on this stuff. Haley says, do you write your own workout splits, or do you prefer to use an app or have a coach who writes them for you? I had several of y'all ask me this, so I'm just going to combine them in one. I have never hired a coach, okay? I have been my own coach since the very beginning. We have lived and learned. I have taught myself a lot. I've went through different online classes and courses to teach myself about all the things. I've worked with clients since 2020, basically. So we've been doing this for a while now, and I've got a lot of knowledge under my belt. I've never hired a coach though for myself. If I was competing or something like for bodybuilding, which I've told you guys, I'm not ever gonna go down that route, I would definitely hire a coach, because I know nothing about that circle and realm as far as all the things for my particular body and what I need to do. But just for what I'm doing at 42, which is exercises and eating right for longevity and to be a 85-year-old like active grandma. And I'm also just trying to feel my best at 42. I feel like I'm doing pretty good with what I'm doing. I make all the workout splits for the programs that I offer. Everybody that's in my program has a workout split and they can choose to do the one that I offer or they can do their own. I have some people that have their own trainers and stuff like that that are in the programs, and that's totally fine. But the split that I provide in those programs are not to, you know, gloat or pat myself on the back, but they're really good workout splits. They've been tested by me. I don't put any movements on those workout splits that I haven't done and tested myself. So highly recommend the programs if you haven't been in them. We will have a new one that will start in the beginning of 2026, more details for that to come, but I have done my own forever. Now, when I first started my health journey here on YouTube, when I was doing keto in 2019, we did Pinterest like visual workouts. I did not know anything back then. So I did a lot of learning, a lot of digging, and definitely lived and learned along the way as far as workouts and eating and nutrition and stuff like that. But nope, I've always been my own coach. Love Bella said, will you ever do Foodie Fridays again? Miss those videos. I have a playlist. I'm gonna link it down below. I'll put it up here as well. Plenty of recipe videos. I feel like you guys never watched, slept on, I don't know what happened. But because they weren't labeled necessarily Foodie Fridays, people didn't watch them or thought maybe they were keto. I don't know, because a lot of people left when I was keto and didn't watch any of the food videos. And then when I went high protein, some people didn't watch those, but I've got plenty and I feel like they would be beneficial for you guys to watch. My Instagram has tons of food videos on there as well. So again, make sure you're following on IG, but plenty of food stuff everywhere. It's like, I don't know how I can make any more food videos at this point, so much. So go and check it out and see if you missed any. Lisa said, how long do you rest between sets when lifting? Like I mentioned earlier, probably too long, Lisa, okay? But I recommend, especially if you're lifting heavy and especially on like a leg day, at least 2 to 3 minutes in between sets, guys. So that way you can lift to your full potential. You're really getting those gains in there. You're really building muscle, pushing yourself. Give your body time to rest. If you're just really rushing through everything and just swinging weights, you're probably not even working the muscle that you're intending to. And then when you are upset because you're not seeing results in so much amount of time, I get that all the time, like, I should be seeing this by now. It may be because of your training and what you're doing in your training. Like, it's not just about going in there and getting through a workout. There's so much more to it. Slowing down, progressively overloading, like I talked about earlier, lifting with intent, lifting heavy weight, not just swinging weights, proper form. So I do take time in between each set. Probably longer than I should, but there's time given. So don't think that I'm going through the motions for sure. Sherry asked, what is your favorite part of doing YouTube and what is your least favorite part of doing YouTube videos? My favorite part of doing YouTube is probably interacting like we're doing right now and talking with you guys. I love it so much. That's why I did it from jump in the very beginning, was to have interaction. I know that sounds crazy, but I had just had Waylon. I had a young baby at home. I also had a young kiddo with autism as well and was working full time. And I had no time for friends or to talk or do anything else besides be a mom. And I said, you know what? There's more to me than just, look, I can go on my whole story about how I freaking prayed and wished to be a mom forever before we had Trey because of fertility issues and stuff. So I'm not saying that, so don't get it twisted. But I said, there's more to me than just working full time and being a mom. There's more to me. I have more to offer. And I wanted to show that to you guys here in the internet space. Just being able to interact and talk with you guys, relate to y'all, it's just been amazing since jump. So that's one of my favorite things about YouTube is the community for sure. Least favorite part about doing YouTube videos, which I think every person on the internet that does YouTube would probably say, is editing the videos. Now, I love editing the Thrifting Thursday videos right now. They're just so fun right now for me. I absolutely am loving them. Like I said, it's bringing me back to OG beginning YouTube days, but I feel like the other videos, the grocery hauls especially, y'all, to put the prices up for each thing, it just takes an unnecessary amount of time, but I know you guys love it and I want you guys to see the prices and that kind of stuff, so that's why I continue to do it. But the editing has got to be the worst part of YouTube. It's not just filming this and it just magically gets all perfect and posted for you guys. There's There's so many components. Sometimes it takes forever for a video to upload. You've got internet issues, you know, copyright issues sometimes, the music, it's just all kinds of behind the scenes things that you guys don't see. So the editing for sure. Jesse's asking, wondering how you changed your mindset from living and preaching a keto lifestyle and thinking it was life to how you eat and live now. I will link a video down below as well instead of being long-winded about it, because I made a whole dedicated video on why I switched from keto to anabolic at the time to now just living a sustainable, balanced, high protein focused lifestyle. So I'll link that video down below for you if you didn't watch it. Apparently, again, there's a lot of videos that got made and then people don't know about them because maybe they're not actually in playlists. So I will find that link down below. Give it a watch if you want to know all of my thinking at the time for converting from keto to the way that we do now. But it's definitely, again, not gloating and bragging, but it's definitely the move. It's definitely paid off for the physique that I actually wanted. So give it a watch. Here's my 2 cents. Said, I would like to hear your thoughts on all the quick weight loss craziness right now, as opposed to eating right and working out the natural way. Well, last time we talked about this, your girl got canceled, okay? Last time I mentioned this in a vlog, I had people twist my words, which that happens very often here in the YouTube land. It was coming for me and I lost so many people, but I guess it's fine because they weren't listening anyway, right? But I'm not gonna get into detail too much. I feel like those different types of weight loss aids are definitely needed for a certain category of people, okay? A certain category of people definitely need them, all right? And I stand behind that 100%. I feel like those different types of aids are getting abused by people that don't necessarily need them. And I'll give you a prime example, okay? For my people that want to get all pissed off at me, I have a family member that took Ozempic, all right, took weight loss aids, and they necessarily didn't need to do that because of their size that they already were, and now are having repercussions of the side effects of Ozempic, okay? So there we go. That's just my personal experience with it. Maybe that's why I'm rubbed a little wrong way by it. But I definitely feel like there should be these aids out here for a select certain people, and they should be able to take those and get the help that they need. But then there's all these other people that want it because they want stuff to happen real fast, and they don't necessarily need to go down that road. There's another road that should be prescribed to them that's not being prescribed to them. And then there's other things that can happen in the long run and stack up. So that's my thought process on it. Whether you agree or disagree, I'm not gonna fight or argue with anybody about that. Like I said, I agree that they should be taken, but not by a select amount of people. Pickles Ball asks, I have questions. You had a DEXA scan a long time ago, 2019 to be specific. Have you done one recently, and have you ever done an in-body scale? Love to see your profession on that. I have not gotten a DEXA scan done since 2019. That is when I first started my YouTube health journey, and that's when I first started keto. Definitely no muscle on my frame that I have now, so it definitely mind-blowing because I have my results still saved to do a DEXA scan and compare. However, they're expensive and there's not very many locations that do them. The one place that I got it done back in 2019, I'm sure it still does do the DEXA scans, but it's in a very dangerous neighborhood, especially now. It's gotten even more dangerous since the time has passed on, and I don't want to put myself in that position for a DEXA scan. It's just not worth it to me. I know I've built muscle, and I've built a significant amount of muscle since 2019. I don't need a DEXA scan to tell me that. I will pop a picture of 2020 to this past summer and show you guys. So the proof is in the pictures. You don't necessarily need to spend all this money on machines to tell you that you're doing things right, y'all. I know a lot of people that take those in-body scans, or the ones, if that's the same thing where you stand on it, like at Crunch Fitness and stuff, those are not accurate at all. Even a DEXA scan is not 100% accurate. It can be a great tool to show progress here and there, but you know what the best tool is your pictures, how your clothes feel, your measurements, and how you feel overall. You don't need a machine, and you don't need to pay money for a machine to tell you that you're doing things right if you know you're putting in the work and you're doing the things right. that's my thoughts on it. 4-Day C says, any workout advice for mamas with little ones? My biggest advice is just move where you can, okay? So I know a lot of you guys don't have the availability to go to the gym. You don't have the time. You're strapped down with all the things. Life be a life, and I tell you guys that all the time, and I totally understand, but just move any time that you can. When you're doing the dishes, do some squats while in between doing your, I know this sounds silly, but those little things will stack up versus just doing nothing. I promise you. If you invest in the walking pad, you'll have that at home. Do your cardio at home when the kiddos are napping, and that way you can get your cardio done for the day. I have stuff in the garage for when the kids are home from school, and it's not a full gym. You guys have seen. Start out with some dumbbells and go in there and do an at-home workout when they're taking a nap or when they're playing on the floor. Instead of sitting your butt on the couch watching TV, you could be doing a YouTube exercise video, something. Something's better than nothing, and just start. And the main advice I want to tell you guys is that nutrition is the main driver of fat loss. So if you're looking to lose body fat, focus on what you're putting in your mouth first, tracking macros, controlling all that, and then worry about the exercise stuff. Still move your body. I still suggest getting the walking pad and doing some type of just walking cardio, but get your nutrition in check first. That's gonna make the biggest difference as far as you feeling better and seeing results as far as body fat loss. Roxanne had asked, this like sparked this whole video, so thank you, Roxanne. I want to know how much oil you use on the dryer balls. Okay, would love to hear what people are asking. So all the questions they've asked, Roxanne, you've heard, but let's go look at the dryer balls and let's show you how much essential oils we use on them. Y'all let me know, because I'm no expert. How often should I replace these dryer balls? I don't know, I have to look. I'll pop up how long I've had them and how long we've been using them, but how often should we buy a new set? Because I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. When you see them, they look a little ratchet, but nonetheless, let's go see them and let's go see how much oil we use. I've got a load that I've got to fold. I've got my new thrifted pillow in here that I've double washed to make sure it's all nice and good. So this is one of the dryer balls. Like I said, they're all in the dryer right now. I need to fold this load before I go pick up Trey from school. But here's one. Can you guys even see it? It's looking a little ratchet discolored, but it's fine, as Waylon says. It's doing the job, so I don't know, but y'all let me know how I should replace it. We've got the P&J essential oils. These are the ones that I have been loving right now so much. This thing is not focusing right. What's going on? I'm currently using the pumpkin pie one for fall. I've mentioned this is one of my favorite ones. So I've got it. I'm going to show you what I do, okay? Look at me being so professional, all right? This is how I do it. Boop, boop, boop. 3 boops. And that is how much I put on each dryer ball. Is that the way you're supposed to do it? Probably not, but that's the way that I do it. And it makes the clothes smell great. And I'm not using a shit ton of the essential oils. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we should just do 1 boop. I don't know, but I do 3. Boop, boop, boop. And we are good for each one. I know that's silly, Roxanne, but that's how we do it here. And that is what's been working. But please let me know when we should replace these guys. So that's gonna do it for this Q&A video. Thank y'all so much for clicking on today's video. Thank y'all again for everyone that submitted a question. I totally appreciate it. I hope I answered everything to the fullest ability. I didn't leave anybody behind, and if I didn't mention your actual name, it may be because it was one of the same categories of the other questions that we mentioned, so I didn't want to like read all the things and already take up a lot of time with being long-winded as it is. If y'all enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out so much. Hype the video if you like this style of video. We haven't done it in a long time. Subscribe if you're new. We will have a grocery haul on Wednesday, also showcasing, like I mentioned in the no buy video Friday, how we're going to be giving back to our local blessing box. So excited to bring you guys to it and see what's up over there and donate and put some things in it. And then I'm planning on doing a massive empties for y'all. I did not post an empties last month, and I have stuff from this month, so I'm going to do a collective empties video. I know some of you guys are here for that. It's gonna be a long one, so saddle up. I'm gonna try to post that this upcoming Friday. Y'all have an amazing Monday. Have a great start. Have an amazing week, y'all, and I will see you in Wednesday's video. Bye.